Uh, Colts, good team, very much in the mix. We talked about playoff and that division. This team plays hard. They got talent. I think Shane's done a heck of a job over there. Now that he's come back, especially last week against the Jets, they've really opened up Richardson. So he's got the ability to throw it downfield. He's strong. He's big. He can run. And these receivers are dangerous. Then obviously the back. He.
That's what's going
on. I think it all starts with him. So, and then Gus, got a lot of respect for Gus Bradley. He's done it for a long time. His defenses are disciplined. They play hard. So it starts with that D-line, particularly, Stewart and DeForest up front. 44 is an issue. Run and hit, smart, aggressive, and Kenny Moore, among others. But, special teams, they got a couple of playmakers over there too, 16-41. So, we got our work cut out for us. We're looking forward to this challenge and on to the next one. Questions?
I'm going to ask you about two of your probably more unsung staff members, Velma and Bird. What have they done to contribute to 9-1?
Who?
What do you get? Alma, Bird?
You talking about my dogs? Oh, no. Oh, no.
You know who to blame for this question.
Yeah.
What are you contributing? What do you get out of that? You get something out of all relationships.
Yeah. I would rather not answer that. I was not expecting that one. Look, I like my dogs. All right, it's probably the best way to say it. I like my dogs. We've had some good ones. These are a couple of characters, and they're totally different, but they go with me on coffee runs. That's probably the best way to say it. So.
Is there a balance though that any pet brings to the high stress level of someone like in your position, just calm you down, and they ramp you up? What's that?
Well, I think it's like kids, right? When you got little kids, they don't care. They don't care what's going on. I remember, my son and my daughter, both of them, when they were young, and you come home from a loss, they don't know any different. They're just happy to see you, and they don't know the outside world. They don't know the stress, the pressure, and you appreciate that. And dogs are the same way, right? I mean, they just love you. They love you for what you are, and and they don't have bad days, so it's pretty cool.
Pretty stressful stretch of the season. I think it's 4 games in 18 days, and you've become accustomed, I think, to the Thanksgiving schedule, and plenty of teams play on Thursday, but you've been doing these walkthroughs on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. How important is kind of load management with guys from a practice perspective, maybe even on Sundays, to kind of make sure they get through this healthy for the stretch run?
Yeah, I think it's I think it's been good for us, and we've every year has been different for us. And you got to go with what you feel is best for your team in that moment, in that year. And so every year it's kind of evolved. I mean, last year we were still going. We were still practicing pretty good Wednesdays, Thursdays. But we also had a different schedule. We were a little bit younger. Our core of this team is older now, more mature. We're not old, but we played a lot of football together, and so they kind of know what to expect. Played with each other long enough. The staff's been together, myself, the whole thing. So I feel like it was something we can handle. And if you can handle it, it does help. I feel like it helps you bounce back just a little bit quicker for these games. It gives you just a little more juice. And it doesn't mean that it's going to make the difference in the game. Because what you realize, it doesn't matter. We could pad up for 3 days in a row and still go win a game. If you believe you're going to win it, you do things right. But this is the right thing to do. And it's been good for us. So if you can take a little bit off, it's good. And really the flip side of that is, okay, but tomorrow when we come in and we're smoking, and this is just like we did last week. Now that practice should look like game time. We are flying and we're competing. It will.
Yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning, it's crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report, and I am your host, Russell Wayne. What is going on? It's your boy. It's your boy in the house. We're broadcasting live into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page. Thank you to the almost 60,000. We need some more of these followers on here so I can make a new graphic. So why have billions when you can have thousands? Yes, we are broadcasting live into the Detroit Lions News Podcast Facebook page, along with Joe Chap and his Twitter, along with JC Sports Network on YouTube. And we ourselves, we are on YouTube. And you can subscribe to that at Lions Villain Squad. We are brought to you by NFL Shop. And you can use the link that I am throwing into the comments right now to save yourself up to 30% off of your order. Thank you to our affiliate marketing partners at NFL Shop. Yes, if you want to be guilty by association, if you own a business and you want to partner with the Villain Squad, you can get a hold of Main Event Mike at 810-620-2167 and find out how you can harness the power of the villain. We have Facebook Stars, and Facebook Stars is a program that's going to go to support Riker Wayne's World, and that is my son. He has special needs, and my wife has a page that is a resource for parents who have children with special needs. So just know that if you're commenting using stars, then you are helping us support our journey. So thank you for that. It's faith, family, and then football in that order. We use football to spend time with our family and create memories. We don't let football use us right there. And we're the UDFA of sports podcasting. So you don't have to do any of that other stuff to help us out. All you got to do is like, share, and join the conversation, because we're the Tom Kennedy. We're the Tom Kennedy of sports podcasting out there. We may not be the best, but we're definitely not the worst. Dang it. And I have a partner in crime today for Lock Pick Thursday, and that is the Emmy. That is the Emmy nominated Main Event Mike.
Good morning, Russ. Good morning, Villains. We got something going in the chat, Russ. They're saying the link that you put in, we've had 2 people already click that link, and they're saying there's something wrong with the link. So I'll keep talking while maybe you can get that fixed for them. Welcome to the Villain Report with Russell Wayne. It's me, Main Event Mike. Today is, of course, Prediction Thursday, Lock Pick Thursday, and we'll go over our record from last week. And our record from last week was not great. Okay. Russell Wayne only picked 8 out of 13, which is good for mere mortals. But for the Swami, 8 out of 13 is pedestrian. Main Event Mike, however, had his best week ever at 9-4. And it came down to the tiebreaker, folks, on Monday. and I let Russell Wayne take his pick, and he picked the Houston Texans. Why would I pick the Dallas Cowboys? Your guess is as good as mine. What a beatdown by Houston. This Dallas Cowboys team, for all you Cowboy haters, and I know I'm one of them, this is a beautiful time as the Lions are the best team in football and the Cowboys possibly the worst team in football. What a topsy-turvy world we live in. But this week, Russ, we've got some really interesting games on the docket. Out of 13 games, and I've never seen this. And those of you who know me well know I've been invested in the point spreads and all of that long before the internet was here. I was into that stuff. So I've never seen a situation that we have this week, which is 13 games on the docket, and 7 of those 13, the road team is favored. So you're talking about a home dog. 7 out of 13, you got home dogs this week. This week takes a little more analysis. It takes a little bit deeper look than just swiping picks up off the top at first glance. So that's what I've done this week is I've taken a few extra little deeper dive on some of these things so that we can give you the absolute best picks that we can. Russ, are you ready to move into this first game, which is tonight, obviously, a big division game, Pittsburgh at Cleveland. And this is the first of many road dogs.
What do we usually use, Mike? What do we usually use for something? I got the Motor City one up.
DraftKings, don't you? I thought you used DraftKings.
That's right. I couldn't.
Right. So Cleveland, the first of many home dogs on this slate. They're getting 3.5 points at home. Jameis Winston went back to New Orleans, a game you would think if he was going to win, that's the one he would win, but he didn't. Cleveland already beat Pittsburgh once. Isn't that right? Well, no Deshaun Watson now. They have one of the worst offensive lines in the league. There is a half point here, 3.5 points Cleveland is getting at home against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh needs to win this game, folks. If you look at Pittsburgh's schedule for the rest of the year, they get Cleveland, they get Cincinnati twice, still to play Cincinnati twice. They also have Buffalo, Philadelphia, Kansas City. Okay, it's murderer's row. They have to win this game. Right now, they have a tenuous lead in the AFC North over Baltimore by 1. They have to win this game. They're a much better team than Cleveland. I think they're going to go in and they are going to cover this 3.5 point spread simply because they need to win. Cleveland, they could possibly be tanking. They're not talking about it, but you know the first rule of Tank Club is never talk about Tank Club. I believe they are tanking. They're going to shed Deshaun Watson's contract. They're going to just flat out cut him and eat $100 million. Unbelievable. And they are going to be in the sweepstakes to get another quarterback that will fail in Cleveland. Pittsburgh at Cleveland plus 3.5. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russ, who do you got in this one?
I don't know. I can't find the damn odds, Mike. I'm frustrated right now.
Well, fortunately for you, I have them all.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get them so I can post them up on the screen so everybody can see them. Okay, there we are.
Get it? All right. Well, your hometown is up first. You are a reformed Cleveland Brown fan who became a Lions fan. You saw the light. You decided you wanted a life of misery and became a Lions fan. Pittsburgh leading the division. They're only favored by 3.5, but they're on the road. I've taken the Steelers. What you thinking?
Oh my gosh. I gotta take the Pittsburgh Steelers minus 3.5. The Brown. I feel bad for my family. I feel bad for
I have to root for the Browns.
Well, I grew up all around that, and then you can only go through an ownership change where they got like Art Modell signs, and I don't know if you remember Art Modell, but yeah, I was definitely turned off to anything that I had Cleveland Browns from before, and you can see why, because it's never been the same. They brought it back, and it's kind of like this Temu version of what the Cleveland Browns used to be. So,
right. Bernie Kosar's not coming to save you.
No. He's got a podcast, though. He does have a podcast, though.
So there you go. Russ and I both taking Pittsburgh. Cleveland, they do have a lot of pride, though. Kevin Stefanski's a good coach. I mean, they could definitely cover this, but no one in the chat, I don't even think we need to go to it. Everybody's on board with us. They all think the Steelers, which is exactly why the Browns will probably win this game. Next game on the docket, your Detroit Lions at the Indianapolis Colts, another home underdog. This time it's 7.5 points. Anthony Richardson comes off a big come-from-behind win to beat the Jets last week. Meanwhile, the Lions are just pummeling everyone in their path. Don't think it's going to be as easy this time. Colts are 5-6, and their schedule is a powder puff from here on out. They're like the opposite of the Pittsburgh schedule. They get the Giants and the Panthers, and I think the hardest team they have is like maybe the Falcons. So 7.5 here. I think Detroit, though, is on a mission. They absolutely cover this. I think they beat them by 10 or more.
Yeah, and I think everybody in the chat's agreeing with you, too. Look at Chad. Big Chad in there getting 34-17. Good to see you, Chad. Good to see you, Dwayne. We got a lot of Lions pride in here. Let's go. And I mean, you know me. I told you that I'm not betting against them on a spread or anything, but something interesting to tell you the thing that the line, the money line, if you don't want to put the points on, there's minus 410. I mean, plus 320 is a significant payout just to win the damn game. Just so you know, on that money line over there.
Yeah.
But no, I'll take Detroit minus 7.5. Give it to me. I'm going to be there. I mean, it should be an even spread just because I'm there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're going. I'm taking Indy in the points.
Look at you. I swayed him again.
And Steve, our Packer fan, he agrees with me. He says Colts. We actually do have a couple people who picked the Browns, though. Central Scrutinizer is taking the Browns against Pittsburgh. He's going against the grain. He scrutinized it, and he took the Browns and the Lions.
Yeah, but he's usually in the middle.
Last week I took Detroit to beat Jacksonville, or did I take Jacksonville in the points? Oh boy.
I think you took
I took Detroit.
Okay,
So,
you took him to cover the 13.5?
I did.
Oh,
But this week
nice.
I'm taking the Colts because that half a point. I still think the Lions go in and win, but Indianapolis is going to be at home. They're a much better team than we were just talking about Cleveland and at home. And you know what? Anthony Richardson, while he's not there yet, he does things that no other athlete today can do. And eventually that might come to fruition. And a big game against Detroit would be a good measuring stick. And I think he's going to come out and play hard anyway. The fact that Russ is going to the game just seals the deal for me, taking the Colts and the points. Next, Kansas City Chiefs at the Carolina Panthers. How is this even allowed? How are they even allowed to play the Panthers? Carolina Panthers, another home underdog, plus 11. I'm also going to take Carolina because Kansas City's been barely beating anyone. Is this the game they come out and dominate? Not on the road. I'm taking the Panthers.
Oh man, I'm going to take the Panthers and the points too.
Wow.
I mean, that's a lot of points, and unlike the Lions, with our 9-1 record, we've been dump trucking teams. I mean, these guys have been skating by the skin of their teeth. They have to get people to miss field goals and whatever. It's like they're I don't know. I think it's the fool's gold Chiefs this year. Okay. Do you really think they're that good, or do you think they'll all of a sudden get it together right when the playoffs start? Just like,
yeah, absolutely. You see what they did last year, bro? Are you kidding me? Last year they started 5-6. Everybody was counting them out. Come on, yeah, man. They went on the road and beat Buffalo. They went on the road and beat Baltimore. Hell yeah. They're the team to beat. Did they get better or worse in the offseason? They got better. They came out 9-0. 100%.
But there's nothing that says that they're going to cover that spread. They haven't shown anything that says they're going to cover that spread. They've been playing these teams close.
I'm just
Like,
answering your question
regardless.
because do you think they're that good that they're just going to come in at the playoffs and get it done? Yeah, it's exactly what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. That was pretty dumb. That was pretty dumb.
Sorry.
You know,
Moving on. Both of us taking the Panthers. When did you add that? Let me hear that again.
Yeah. Well, how you doing, Mike?
Oh, well, all right. Let me try. I've always wanted to do this, Russ. You know me. You know I've always wanted to do this. Top 5 answers on the board. Here's the question. Something you find in a glove compartment. Pistol. Pistol. You're terrible. All right, moving on. Tennessee at Houston, -8. Here's a home team that's the favorite because they're playing the terrible Titans. Tennessee at Houston, -8. Houston got it going against Dallas. They're going to be feeling really good. I think they're going to win this game by more than 8 points. I'm taking the Texans.
Yeah, I'll take the Texans -8. And I did hear what you were saying because you said, what's in the trunk or the glove box?
You're supposed to hit the buzzer.
I realized that afterwards, but I thought it was funny to put a body into the trunk.
Well, do you think the Texans are going to put the Titans in the trunk?
I think they're going to put them right. That's the Texans are. I mean, they're on the mission. You know, I think that how last year we got the beat down by Baltimore, and it kind of like ruffled our feathers, and then we went on a run at the end. I think that them losing that lead to us and losing that game lit a fire underneath of them, and these guys are going to be playing lights out. I probably won't bet against Houston for the rest of the year either.
That's a very keen observation, my friend. I love that. The getting humbled by the Lions sends the Texans to where we all thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year, running away with this division, which they are anyway. So both of us like the Texans. Let's look at what we got in the comments. Bear Down Mike, welcome to the comments, Bear Down Mike. Titans and the points. They still have a good defense. Paul Jones, a supervillain, says Texans and the over. Did you see that? One thing I forgot to point out was that money line on Carolina to beat the Chiefs was unbelievable. But most people agreeing with us here in
there it is.
Look at that money line. $4.90. Carolina wins the game. For every 100 you bet, you'd get an additional $490. Unreal. Henry Gray says Houston wins, but Titans cover the spread. Why? Why all of a sudden will Tennessee be able to score points? Because I don't think they can.
Is it the resurgence of Will Levis?
Got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We'll move on. Next game, Tampa Bay at the Giants. Thank you, everyone, by the way, for putting your predictions in the comments. You don't know how much we appreciate it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road. Another home underdog, New York Giants +6. Tampa Bay getting Mike Evans back. It's been said he is going to play. So Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans against the Giants. Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets. Tommy Cutlets is going to start the game, and for that reason, they're going to give him a big old spark. Tampa Bay is conceding, I believe, that Atlanta's going to win this division. I'm going to crazy take the Giants.
Yeah, I don't think that you're that crazy, Mike, because I'm going to agree with you on this. I think that there's something about a brand new quarterback that there's been zero tape on in the current offense. He's been practicing with the team the entire season. So it's like he's been running the offense into practice, and he's going to get the full week in on this. And Tampa Bay, the Mike Evans thing does scare me a little bit because Baker and Evans is, I think he's an all-time wide receiver. I think he's so good.
No doubt.
But the Giants, I think they're going to play this game close, even if the Tampa Bay wins. It's going to be like on a last-second field goal or something like that.
You know what? Bear Down Mike is in the comments, and he might be convincing me otherwise. Tampa Bay and take the points. They're going to blow out the Giants. They should blow out the Giants, shouldn't they? I'm sticking with it. You're taking the Giants too, Russ?
Yeah, I mean, I like his call on that. It wouldn't surprise me to see them get blown out too, but like I'm taking the points because the points is the safe way. You're like, I mean, that's one of those. That's 6 points. That's more than a field goal.
Mark says new QB can't even help the Giants this year. But it's Tommy DeVito, in a New York native.
Hey.
In MetLife Stadium. That place is going to be rocking with Tommy DeVito lookalikes. And
hey, someone get DeVito on the phone. Hey, hey, DeVito, I know that you're not the backup, but we need you to get in there. Okay? Go in there and take it. Go in there and be like,
Buccaneers. We're going to beat the Buccaneers. Next, I took care of that thing for you, Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets in the house.
New England at the resurging Miami Dolphins. Tua back in. They seem to be doing Miami Dolphins stuff with Tua and Tyreek. They are a 7.5-point favorite at home against division rival New England Patriots, who their season, they're almost mathematically out of it now. I'm going to let you call this one, Russ, because this one's really tough for me because I know that 7.5. Go ahead.
Many points. This is a division game.
Yeah.
This is a division game, and New England likes to play these guys like they play that grimy football. That New York, they're in that division with the New York Jets, so they all play like that ugly football. And Miami's just hoping to score a whole bunch of points against good defense, right? But all these guys play that. It's hard to get lots of points. 7.5 points is a little bit much in a game that I think is going to be like 28-24, maybe at the most.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to take the Patriots and the points?
I'm going to take the Patriots and the points.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the fish. They have an outside chance. Buffalo's going to run away with this division. It's already done. But Miami does have a chance to get in. And if they can go on a run here, they've got to be telling themselves that. And this one they have to get. And they're going to come out and be the better team that they are.
But they are what we thought they were.
You got a couple Jay Smooth in the house. Mark, they both think it's going to be the Dolphins. But then we got a lot of people riding with you, Russ, on the Patriots, Chad and Steve and the Scrutinizer. Henry Gray's with me. He thinks Dolphins. I'm taking Miami. You're taking the Patriots, and we are rolling along. Next game on the slate, the old Cowboys and Indians game. Dallas and the now Commanders, minus 10.5. Holy cow. If you'd have told me at the beginning of the year that the Commanders would be favored on the Cowboys by 10.5, I cannot bet Dallas, dude. Last two weeks in a row, I said, no, they're not going to get beat that bad. And they do, and they do, and they do. This team is in free fall. Give me the Commanders.
Wow, you take it. Damn.
Divisional game and all them points, Russ. Go against me.
Oh gosh. Yeah, but this is Jerry Jones though. We've been over this. We went through this last week, Mike, and I am glad that you learned your lesson. And right here, because I think that you could make it 20.5 points and it wouldn't be enough right there. So give me the Commanders minus the 10.5. Dallas Cowboys are looking to fire people.
Right. Oh, they're looking to fire people.
Well, they should be.
Next on the docket, it's War Week. Another team that might be in free fall, the Chicago Bears. And they are underdogs in their own building against a division rival, and it's not Detroit or Green Bay. What's that telling you? The Minnesota Vikings, minus 3.5. I don't like those 3.5 points. The Bears have been keeping it close. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bears just because Bear Down Mike joined the show today.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, you and I agreeing today. We're agreeing that what travels well or what plays well, what always keeps Bears in a game is the fact that they can play defense. And Sam Darnold loves to throw completions to the other team when he So I know that the Vikings are a good but the Bears should have won that game last week. And I think that they're telling themselves that too. I think that they're saying that in the locker room, that they're starting to figure these things out. But how dare you? I can't believe that you would bet against me, Donald Schwarzenegger. You need to believe in me. You need to take my hand. We can try hard. Those -3.5. It's too much. It's too much points. It's too much points. It's okay. We can beat the Bears. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think that the Bears are going to upset the Vikings this week, and I'm going to take the Bears. I'm going to take the 3.5 points. Bear down, Mike. Lock it in.
So the money line's 145. If you're right, if they outright win the game,
I think they're going to win the game. I think that the Bears turned a corner, and I actually think that this Bears team is going to be a tough team to face on Thanksgiving. I think they're going to be pissed off. They're going to look at the Lions, as a lot of teams have been looking at the Lions as a measuring stick for their season. Let's see what we can do against them. And the Bears normally play good defense against the Lions. So I'm looking forward to that matchup, but I think that the Vikings have been riding on a high horse and they've been walking a tightrope. And Caleb Williams is due. But it may be a long game for him too. We'll have to see how that blitzing, all of that crazy blitzing does against Caleb Williams.
Wow, a lot of people picking the Bears in the chat, Russ. Dwayne Keene thinks it's going to be the Vikings, covering that 3.5 points. You and I both picked the Bears last week, and we won, even though the Bears lost because we had points in their building. So I think we're in good shape here with this one, plus 3.5.
Yeah. And I'll give you some screen time here. Bear down, Mike. Yes, I'm over the field goal. I think that you should be over the field goal. And
are you over the Hail Mary?
But I think that getting over the field goal right here is something that can help you get over both. And I think that is, if your coaching has any brains at all, they are using this and saying, look, this was the victory. You should have had this victory over the Green Bay Packers. So let's use this and move forward. So I think it's a good opportunity. I think the Vikings, I think the Lions exposed a chink in their armor, and they've had some hard wins the last couple weeks. Like it wasn't like they were messing people up at the beginning of the season like they did with the Houston Texans. And that's the thing with tape. All the NFL teams are good. Every team that you're going to face is going to use those things that people figure out against you in the next game. Always, every team, everywhere. So I think that may be happening right now. Bears are trying to find themselves, and
the Bear fans are going to look at it at the end of the year and say, wow, Green Bay, that's a playoff team, and they blocked a field goal at the end, or we'd have won that game. The Commanders are a playoff team, and they had to have a Hail Mary to beat us at the end, right? So I think that there's a lot of positives here. And even though they had the Hail Mary, even though they had the blocked field goal and, DJ Moore walking off the field in the middle of a play, all these distractions, firing the offensive coordinator. Now they've hired the promoted Thomas Brown, the passing coordinator, 2 offensive coordinators. So that I wonder how that changes the complexion of this game. Do they dumb down the offense, make it more simple? Or do they open it right up and use Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen, these incredible weapons that they have around Caleb Williams? Going to be interesting. Both of us riding with the Bears. Next game, divisional matchup. Another home underdog. Denver, they are hot. They are rolling. Even when they lose to the Chiefs on a blocked field goal, they come out of it resilient. I think Sean Payton has his team playing great. The Raiders are a total mess. I don't even know who's playing quarterback. I did hear the name, but it's like, who, what? Are you kidding? Appalachian State quarterback is going to be starting for the Raiders. Denver at the Raiders +6. How can you take the Raiders at this point, even at home? I hate giving up points on the road, but I have to do it, and I'm going to take Denver.
And you might, Mike, I think that you're learning. I think that you're learning the art of this art form right here, learning when to take the points and when to give the points. And you're right. That is a Vegas team that lost itself and isn't, I mean, they're out in the middle of the wilderness trying to figure it out right now. And the Denver Broncos are surging. They are surging. They're coming off the high of, wow, we were a field goal block away from beating that Kansas City team. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Denver, and I'm going to go ahead and minus the 6 points.
They play good defense. They can run the ball. Those are two things that are going to kill the Raiders in this one. In fact, I'm going to go ahead right now and just make this my lock pick because I know we've been long-winded today. So you've also got Denver. Put it in the chat. Let us know you're watching The Villain Report with Russell Wayne on the Villain Squad Network. Here we go. Brought to you by NFLShop.com. San Francisco 49ers at the Green Bay Packers. Wow, what a game. This is a game from the 90s. Just to see those colors on the field together is nostalgic for me. This is going to be a great game, a 425 time slot. I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers, and not because I just don't like Green Bay, because I legitimately think the Niners are going to go into Green Bay and win this game.
Yeah. So here's where I'm at right there. I'm going to absolutely take the 49ers because I hate the Packers. I'm going to take that 1.5, and I'm going to predict that the San Francisco 49ers are not only going to cover that 1.5 right there, which it should be 1.5 in the favor, but I think that the 49ers are going to dump truck the Green Bay Packers and embarrass the Green Bay Packers on this game because the 49ers are surging. They just got McCaffrey back, and they're ready to show the NFC that they weren't the ones. They weren't the ones. So, yeah, Jay Smooth, I'm sorry. It is what it is. You got other things to worry about. And it's other things that are, yeah, Steve's going with the Packers.
Steve also saying he's not sure if Purdy is going to play. Now that changes things considerably.
Well, this that I think that he may just be talking because this right here does not reflect Purdy not playing, because that line would be a lot different if Vegas actually thought Purdy wasn't going to play. So,
It would be 3 at least, wouldn't it? Because the Packers are at home. So they're anticipating that. There you go, Russ. You just answered it. You're absolute. I believe that's right. That if Purdy, they thought he wasn't going to play, that line would be 3 points. So I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going to go ahead and take San Francisco. You are as well. Next game on the docket, Arizona at Seattle, -1. Here we get a home team, which is favored by a point in a divisional matchup. So this one's so tough. I'm going to take the home team and give up the point, Seattle Seahawks.
okay, and I'm going to go the opposite of that. I'll go ahead and take the away team. I think the Cardinals are surging.
Yeah, you're right. And they are leading their division right now.
Yep.
And if San Francisco does go in and beat Green Bay, it'll be crucial for them to win this game, especially being a divisional game. Can you scroll back up? What's the time on this game? On that Arizona's 4:25. So those two games kick off at the same time. The Green Bay and the Seahawks game kick off at the same time. So Arizona and San Francisco are going to be the two fighting it out for that division out there in the NFC West, along with the LA Rams, who are going to be at home and a home underdog against Philadelphia, who is flying high right now. No pun intended. The Eagles are flying high right now. They're really starting to find their stride. They're really looking like the biggest threat to the Detroit Lions in the NFC. They can beat you on the ground. Saquon Barkley is arguably the best running back in the league, has been for the last few years anyway. They've got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on the outside, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts. They're loaded. Good offensive line, borderline great offensive line, loaded with players on defense. They no longer have Matt Patricia. That's a win. and they're favored on the road by a paltry 2.5 points. This is a no-brainer for me. I think Philadelphia is going to go in. I don't care where it's at. I think they are surging. They have to fight off the Commanders. They just beat them. They're feeling good. They know that this division is theirs for the taking, and the Rams are just going to be a speed bump on their way to being out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say, you know, I tried riding with the Stafford a couple times, and it just doesn't seem like it's going to be their year right here. This is a surging Philadelphia Eagles team. I think we're going to have to face them at the end of the year. I think that we will see them in the playoffs too.
Playoffs?
So I'm going to take the Eagles minus the 2.5 for the last pick.
For the last pick, because we do have a Monday night game, but we will pick that on Monday night on the Main Event Football Show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hosted by yours truly. And we are going to pick that Monday night game. But and that is the Baltimore Ravens at the Rams plus 2.5. Wait a minute. Chargers. I got Rams written here. It's Chargers. Baltimore at the Chargers. So that's interesting. Back-to-back games in SoFi Stadium, right? You got the Rams on Sunday night, and then you got the Chargers on Monday night. Interesting there. I'm going to go ahead and change my lock pick, Russ, because it's a divisional game. I don't want to pick that Denver-Las Vegas game. I realize that Las Vegas is the New York Jets of the West, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Philadelphia as my lock pick.
The Philadelphia Eagles for the lock pick right there. Okay, for my lock pick, because I'm going to the game, Mike, because I'm going to be there, 7.5 points just is not enough points. I think that the Lions are going to go into Indianapolis and dump truck that team. So, yes, the Lions are my lock pick.
Love the call. Love it.
I'm being lazy and emotional. No, but I think that this team is a special team, and each week it's like I'm allowed to talk all the crap that I want, you know, and I listen to all the people that want to come on to the shows and come onto the page and say, oh, you better pump the brakes, bro. You better not take any of these teams lightly. And I'm like, I can take them lightly if I want to. I'm just a stupid podcast guy that's got a dumb opinion on a podcast show. So yeah, the Lions are going to dump truck a lopsided win, and it's going to look easy. And you know why I think it's going to look easy? Because I know that my coach, Dan Campbell, and those the offensive coordinator Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, they're not taking Indianapolis light. As a matter of fact, they're practicing on this game just as hard as they did for every other game that's out there. And that's why I have the confidence that I have that they're going to dump truck that team.
Right.
Because they're going to be locked in because I have the best coaching staff here in Detroit. So
Paul brings up a good point. This might be easy money right here. Skins over the girls by 30.5. Lock it. I mean obviously that's the low-hanging fruit, right? I mean, the Cowboys are so wounded, so down right now, and Washington being beaten by them all those years, they're going to put it on the Cowboys, right? And the spread is 10.5. And yeah, that might be easy money there, Paul. I got to jump off though, Russ. I appreciate you, man. Take care of Villains. Be sure to see us Monday night to get that Monday night prediction, 7 p.m. the main event. I'm at Main Event Mike. Peace out.
It's a beautiful thing. That's Main Event Mike right there. You can join him on Monday nights for the Main Event Football Show. And it's going to be a special Main Event Football Show this week. As soon as we get the sponsor approved, we got a brand new sponsor from Full Circle Realty that is going to be joining us next week. And here we are. At the end right here, what I wanted to do at the end right here is go over what the stuff that Dan Campbell was saying into the press conference and kind of react to that. There were some other things that were happening in the news. The Lions did activate Broderick Martin from IR. So it is official, that 21-day window thing that they had going on with him, that they had to make a decision. The 21 days was up, and the decision is simple. You either put that person on IR for the rest of the season, or you have to bring them up to the roster. So I don't know how much, if he'll stay on the roster. I don't know where he's at in development wise. He was a 3rd-round pick from last year out of Western Kentucky. He was a really raw prospect, very raw, very raw. Seemed to get his feet under him. It looked like he had some promise in the preseason, but then he got the injury. So I believe that he is going to add some depth. He's going to add some value at the defensive line, and we don't need a ton of help in that spot right there. So he's going to be able to fit right in a nice rotation where he's not going to be under a lot of pressure to produce right off the bat. Because you got Lee McNeil, you got you got Aleem McNeil, you got DJ Reader, you got Levi Onwuzurike that are in the middle. Zadarius Smith rushes from the middle too. Josh Pascal rushes from both spots. So Broderick Martin is going to be able to come in and maybe 10, 15 snaps is all I would expect out of him in the first week. Maybe not even that. Get him in on a rotation, because they don't really need him to come right in on that. But there were a couple good, nice stats that I had found on the Twitter machine. The highest running back rushing success rate for 2023 and 2024. Look at that, number 1 and number 5. And that's pretty amazing to me when you think about it, that you got number 1 and number 5 in a league in something. That's crazy how good Sonic and Knuckles are. And it's evident. It's like you're going to get these hands. What do you get? You're getting Sonic or you're getting Knuckle. You either get the speed or you get the power. Or you get both. Or you get both. But I love that. Number 1 and number 5 in the league on success rate. Running back duo. The best running back duo in the NFL. And it's just fun to watch. It's fun to watch. I've kind of just submitted to going on the ride with this team to however far they can go. I think they can win a Super Bowl, but I think they could do even more than that. I think this could be an all-time team. Here's another gem that is starting to blossom into a good NFL player. From Terrell Williams, quote, "I love Josh Pascal. I love that kid. I would put this player up against anyone in the run game as far as what he's doing. He doesn't always make the tackle, but when you go and you watch the tape, I guarantee you our opponent knows exactly who he is." Some play doesn't show up. Some play doesn't show up on a stat. Some play doesn't show up, but like when you watch it, when you watch it happen, you can watch the pocket collapse. You can watch what Pascal can do. You got to be able to stop the run. You got to be able to stop the run. And that's what you have right there in Josh Pascal. He's been getting tackles for losses. So this is just one of the another one of those examples. And I go over it over and over again here. I have Over the Cap readily available to bring up examples all the time. But when you got this general manager, Brad Holmes, you understand that this is a machine that we have here in Detroit. It's a machine. You got players and coaches. They are developing players and they are developing coaches. I mean, you got future head coach Aaron Glenn, future head coach Ben Johnson. What do you think is going to happen when those players move on? Well, they're developing coaches just as much as they're developing players. But this is an example of them developing a player. It didn't happen in year one. It didn't happen in year two. You know, you can blame injury or, you know, ability or trying to grasp the defense or whatever they were trying to do. But the bottom line is, in the third, fourth year, these players are starting to pop. Levi Onwuzurike is a perfect example. 4 years. This is his fourth year. And he's out there making a big contribution to the team. And that's what you want. You want players that are going to be able to make contributions to the team, and that's what they can do. All the players that Brad Holmes gets. And these are the most recent examples. Levi Onwuzurike and now Josh Pascal is starting to make his name. It's a beautiful thing watching these players develop. So that's why I do have confidence that this is going to be the man. You know, he's his second year. They're going to integrate him slow. He's not going to make a giant impact in 2024, but he is going to contribute. But he's learning the ways. I think he'll contribute even more next year. And you watch the way that these guys are being developed. It's a good thing. When they develop these guys. So, well, one of the points I bring up all the time is where the Lions are in the cap for 2025. It's like, this is different. This is different. There's some things that are not like the others. Like when you go to other teams, there's a lot of players that are shuffling in and out. You got 53 people on a roster. And 41 of those spots are already filled for next year with guys that either got extensions or the core of our team that are on rookie deals. And under this scenario, in 2025, you got $62 million to, you know, do a couple extensions and whatnot. Maybe re-sign a couple players. But when you go into, you know, this team is like it feels like it could be an all-time team right now. And you're watching the Lion Villain Report with your host. That's me, Russell Wayne. You can join me Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. We're brought to you by NFL Shop. I got links in the comments right now, and I checked the links, and it takes you right to the Detroit Lions page on NFL Shop. And they are doing a 25% off Black Friday type deal. Use the code NFL Score when you get in there, and you can save 25% off. And I know that that's going on right now. So it's a beautiful thing. Appreciate you. And then the other thing was where our cornerbacks are at. Yeah, it's like here's a guy, Terrion Arnold, that did not have a good start to his career, but he was the one player out of the entire draft class that really, I mean, you got thrown to the wolves and you had to figure some stuff out. And even it wasn't that, it was just more of a penalties thing. College rules are a lot different with how you can put your hands on players on their routes. The rules are different. They're a lot more strict in the NFL, and he paid for it for the first, I mean, I would say 8 weeks. 8 weeks, he was having a very, very hard time. But over the last 3 weeks, Terrion Arnold has been pretty good. It feels like he's starting to slide into the role, at least the role that we want him here. And then when you look at where we were last year, with Kendall Vildor being our starter, all the way to now where Kendall Vildor is like the 5th cornerback coming in off the bench. So I love that Terrion Arnold makes it on that list in year 1. It's a beautiful thing. This is the Lion Villain Report. It's faith, family, and then football. I think I'm getting close to the end of my time here with you. It's good to see Broderick Martin back. It's faith, family, and then football. But you can join me here on the Villain Report. Six shows a week. We got our Hump Day previews next Wednesday. Going into the Thanksgiving game right there. Brought to you by Full Circle Real Estate Group. And Dana Robinson, thank you for supporting the show. She can hook you up with a house, and not just hook you up with a house, but walk you through the process of it. A lot of paperwork, a lot of stupid, I don't know. I bought a house, and I'm glad that I had somebody to be able to walk me through the whole process, and I know that Dana does that. Hopefully it's going to be a victory Monday when we come in here. And then we have the overreaction Monday nights with Main Event Mike every Monday at 7 p.m. And then there's PFF Tuesdays And then we got the hump day previews on Wednesday. That's where I'm going to take my first look at it. And then here we are. This is Lock Pick Thursday. We pick all of the games against the spread, main event Mike and myself. And then I'm seeing you on Fridays. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be doing the key matchups. I want to put the matchups together and find out. And in this case, I may do, like, no team is invincible. And I understand that it's the NFL, right? So every team has a puncher's chance because all of the players are good. So if there was a way for the Colts to slow down the Lions defense, we're going to try to figure that out, and we're going to talk about it on Saturday. So those are our shows that we have, and this is the Lion Villain Report. We're broadcasting live into our page. That's the main page. Go follow the page and join some conversations right there. So that's at Lions Villain Squad on Facebook, and it's at Lions Villain Squad on YouTube. Go give us a subscribe. You can do that. And it's faith, family, and then football. In that order. We use football. We use football to create memories and spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. And I'm going to take off. Thank you so much for joining me today. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again in Jesus' name. God bless you guys. I will talk to you guys. That'll be tomorrow for the next Villain Report. Yeah. Peace out. God bless.
And yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.